Yes, indeedy. Greetings, dearly beloveds. This is your boy B. Getz from the Upful Life, coming at you live and direct from my backyard here in Oakland, California, and celebrating Hip Hop 50 today and every day this calendar year. And I gotta tell you, I've been meaning to make this blog for a long time, and today felt like the day. Really, the summer of '98 represents 25 years from a landmark experience I had seeing the Beastie Boys live. And it wasn't the first time I saw them, but it was certainly the best time I saw them. And I've always kind of wanted to tell this story on the podcast, but was never really the right opportunity. It's kind of long-winded. I'm going to try to keep this under 15, maybe even under 10. We'll see how it goes. But when I woke up and I realized that today, August 11th, was the day that the universe was celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, I said to myself, Self, today's the day you do the vlog about the Beasties. And now I know the Beasties and hip-hop, and back in the days of the OK Player message boards and spirited discussions in chat rooms, they were not always considered officially part of the pantheon, even though they came up Def Jam, Rick Rubin, Run DMC, Cosign, so forth. But last week, or 2 weekends ago, I was at the Blue Note Jazz Festival Napa, which I recently wrote an article, a review of. Check it out on Live for Live Music. And while we were waiting for the God MC Rakim to take the stage with DJ Jazzy Jeff, Jazz was mixing some hip-hop classics, one after the next. You know, LL Cool J, Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One. And then he dropped Beastie Boys' Paul Revere. And let me tell you something. This was a crowd that was primarily persons of color, mostly in my age group, you know, late 30s, 40s, into their 50s. And just like all the other songs, all the brothers and sisters were rapping along to the Beasties, word for word. I gotta be honest, as a white Jewish kid who always felt like a guest in hip-hop, it was very validating in that moment. And it kind of told me that it would be appropriate for me to sort of meld in hip-hop's 50th with my Beastie Boys story. As a plane flies over, we got construction next door. I'm doing the best I can with the distractions and such. But that said, I was like, yo, I'm going to do that vlog for hip-hop's 50th. And then I woke up today and it's like, today's the day. So here I am. That's the prelude. I had seen the Beastie Boys before 1998. I'd seen them twice. Lollapalooza 1994 along with Tribe Called Quest and P-Funk. And that was wild. Ill Communication had just come out. Then we saw them on the official Ill Communication tour, the last ever show at the Philadelphia Civic Center in University City, which included The Roots, which was the first time I saw The Roots, and Grand Royal recording artist John Spencer Blues Explosion, and the Beasties. And that show was fucking unbelievable. And it kind of made me, I was already a fan for life. I was already, you know, pledging allegiance to Grand Royal and the Beasties, and going back to sleepaway camp when I was a little kid, having the cassette of License to Ill and us rapping the lyrics to Paul Revere at Lake Owego Camp for Boys when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, all the way up till, you know, shooting hoops to Check Your Head when I was in middle school at Joe DiMedeo's in '92. Ill Communication tour, May of '95, Civic Center. Fast forward to summer '98, okay? The summer of Hello Nasty, the summer of Intergalactic. Take yourself back. I was on Fish Tour that summer, and every lot scene was cranking Intergalactic. Oh man, this is my favorite Beastie Boys song right here, High Plains Drifter. Don't mind me. I might be a little bit squirrely. But back to the lecture at hand. Summer of '98, we were hanging out. Okay, we're all home from college in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is just outside of Philadelphia. We like to call it Jerzadelphia. When I say I'm from Philly, I'm really from Jerzadelphia, though I lived many years in Philly proper once I got out of college. But I digress. Hanging in Jerzadelphia, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. It's a Monday night, and the next day, Intergalactic is coming out to the world. And there were some like sneak peeks you got on like Y100 radio show. And they were co-sponsoring a Grand Royal exclusive almost like a private concert of the Beastie Boys with Company Flow opening at the Electric Factory, which is like between like 8th and Spring Garden in Philadelphia. I've seen many, many shows there. Some of my favorite shows all time. The Roots on Halloween in like 99. Fucking Rage Against the Machine on the Evil Empire tour 2 weeks before I left for college in 96. So we're hanging out, and Jen Anzalone and Jill Smith, 2 girls from our grade in high school, come. I think we were at Ben Guidalo's house, or maybe even Jen's house, somewhere in Wexford East neighborhood. And we're hanging out, and they come in like, "Oh, we're going to the Beastie show tomorrow night." It was like record scratch, like, what? What Beastie show tomorrow night? This is pre-internet, unless you went to like the computer lab in college, or you had to listen to the radio religiously. "Oh yeah, well, we won the tickets off the radio." I was like, what? No way that the Beasties, the night before their new song comes out, are coming to my city, Philadelphia, and I'm not going to be in the building. Absolutely not. So, at the time, I was working for my friend Michelle Gabay's parents' taxi cab company deep in the hood in Philly. So I had to go to work that day, and I told Michelle, I said, "Michelle, I hate to be that dude." She'd already been on Fish Tour with me and knew me since I was young. She knew I was probably inclined to want to go to a concert when I was supposed to work. So it probably wasn't a huge surprise to her. But what was a huge surprise to me is she's like, "Cool, I'll meet you there." So I leave the taxi cab company out in the hood in Philly and drive to the Electric Factory. Now, I'm a Fish kid. I'm a deadhead. So I'm used to getting to the lot early. When I say I got there early, I got there at like 3 o'clock for an 8 o'clock ticket, even though there were no tickets. The lot was relatively empty. We asked every staff person we saw, every fan, "What about extra tickets? Where are the extra tickets?" Meanwhile, they were doing this way you claimed your wristband. If you won on the radio, you had to line up, which went all the way around the corner, all the way down 8th Street, almost to like Callow Hill, right? Tons of people in line to pick up their wristbands. They're non-transferable, you know? And we're standing there watching this line fill up, watching people come. Of course, it's Philly, so the gas men are in full effect. Nitrous Mafia doing their thing. There's a little alley on the side of the Electric Factory that starts popping. It's not Fish Lot or Dead Lot, but it's Philly Lot. And if you know, you know. So that's what's happening. And when we're standing around, I'm there by myself first. My boy Jason Abrams, who can get a ticket to any concert in the city of Philadelphia, he meets me down there. Finally, Michelle shows up, maybe around 4. She's got the cash receipts from the fucking taxi cab company on her person. She's like, "I didn't have time to go home back to Cherry Hill. I just came straight here." So we're hanging out. She's got thousands of dollars in her pocket. Jason is calling every concert. His dad was big into the concert industry in Philly. Jason, he's the guy who got me into Timberlake show. He's the guy who got me into the Jay-Z show. He's gotten me into so many fucking shows. He can't get us in. He's worked at the Electric Factory for years, before and after this. Could not get us into the Beasties. I called Steven Starr, the restaurateur. Yeah, Steven Starr. You may have heard of him. He's a famous restaurateur. He's also my dad's super homie from when Steven was little. Biggest bar mitzvah gift I got was from Steven Starr. But before he was a restaurateur, he was a concert impresario in Philadelphia, specifically Electric Factory concerts. 98 is 7 years post bar mitzvah. Other than the thank you note I sent him back in 91, I had not talked to Steven Starr. I called him from a payphone outside the Electric Factory. I called my dad. "Dad, I need Steven Starr's number. I'm calling in the favor." Well, guess what? Not even Steven motherfucking Starr could get us into this Beastie show. That's how serious it was. It was Grand Royal only, undersold. Beasties Fan Club, Y100 radio station. Now we're making friends. There's like 3 or 4 other hardcore fans who showed up. It was 2 women and a dude, and me and Michelle and J.A. And we're hanging out, watching the lot scene develop. Starting to bug. We're actually trying to bribe employees. "Yo, man, we'll give you twice the ticket cost," which was $25. "We'll give you twice the ticket cost to walk us in." "No way, man, I'm not doing that." No. So we were starting to get like laughed at and snickered at because we were asking everyone and we were getting desperate. And I was like, not gonna go down without a fight. Around like 5:30 or so, the tour buses pull in. 2 or 3 buses pull in. I'm like, all right, here we go. So, you know, we'd been smoking a lot of weed. We maybe have like pooled our money to get some kind of like alcohol to drink out there. Certainly huffed a few balloons. Hours went by. Anyone in an electric factory, anything, we asked them, could they help us out? We made our way down the whole block full of fans waiting for the wristbands. Any extras? What's it going to take? Got kind trade for your extra, cash for your extra. You know, it was Desperado Incorporated. Then shit starts getting really weird. All these fucking crazy dressed up people in the parking lot romping around. Dude in a clown suit with stilts and a fucking afro and a clown nose and the paint, the whole niner. Riding a giant tricycle on stilts. This clown. We had a chuckle at him. At this point in time, we're starting to come to terms with the fact this might not work out. Hard as it is to imagine, right? So, and we're chief and herb. I'm smoking blunts, which we didn't do often back then, but the kids we were hanging out with, they were rolling up the L's. And we became friendly with them and just like, we're in it to win it, 6 or 7 deep, right? Then we hear Company Flow go on. This is like 8 Steps to Perfection, Fun Crusher Plus era Company Flow. You know, like the first album on Raucous, or maybe even before that. Maybe Patriotism might have been on the Raucous sound bombing. I don't know. It's early LP, early fucking Company Flow. We hear them start playing, and now I'm just like, I'm deflated. I'm defeated. Feels like now the music started, we almost certainly don't have a chance. The line to get in is still around the block, and we're hanging. Finally, one of the staff, I'll never forget his face, although I don't recall his name. One of the cats we'd asked 2 or 3 times who had snickered at us, who had said, these guys are crazy, man. They've been out here all day. He runs up to us. He's like, yo, Mike D left tickets right at the door for y'all. And we fucking laughed in his face. Like, dude, that's not cool. That's not funny. We're just trying to get in the show, my dude. Like, he's like, I'm not fucking kidding with you, dude. He was on the bus when they pulled in and saw y'all when you were the only ones here. Then he came out dressed up as a clown on a tricycle and saw y'all still asking everybody for tickets. He came in, told the tour manager, yo, go put a few tickets outside for those cats that have been here all day. They came up. My boss told me to tell y'all, it's up to you. You don't even have to wait in that line. You can walk right up to the gate, pay your dough, walk in. We looked at each other incredulously. Silent, yet jubilant, yet skeptical. So, without any further ado, we mobbed up, walked right up. I think Michelle went first. She said, yeah, I was told there are some tickets at the door available for us. And the dude kind of, the employee sort of like nodded. She took Michelle's money. She walked in. Jason did the same. I did the same. The next 3 or 4 people that we were hanging with and smoking blunts with did the same. We're all in there. Company Flow is on, finishing their set, right? We just passed the gate. Me, Michelle, Abrams, and the other 3 or 4 group hug, like Envision Festival style, like just absolute euphoric, yes, this is really fucking happening. Hugged it out, split up, and the rest is history. We were in a Beastie Boys show, less than 2,000 people, the night before fucking Intergalactic came out. So we heard a bunch of Hello Nasty, plus all the good shit from Paul's, from fucking License, and from Check. Mixmaster Mike was like his second show ever for the Beasties. So all those new scratches and new beats underneath were a brand new thing. Amory AWOL on the drums, Keyboard Money Mark on the keys. Honestly, it was one of I put it on the medal podium of the 3 greatest concerts of my life. It happened 25 years ago this summer. Today is hip-hop's 50th birthday, so I wanted to finally share the tale of how I got into the Hello Nasty pre-party show at the Electric Factory in June of 1998. I want to shout out the Beastie Boys because they validated me and so many thousands of others, white kids, Jewish kids, people who are different, people who aren't from the hip-hop culture but have been honored and privileged to be guests, to be participants in some capacity. I fucking love the Beasties, and that's pretty much my spiel. So, Story Time with B has come to a close. Big up yourselves. Keep living your upful life. And I might start doing these vlogs again if y'all like this shit and you got 15 minutes to spare, because I can't seem to keep them short. So if you made it this long, thanks for hanging in there. Love y'all. Happy birthday, hip hop. We'll see you on the dance floor somewhere soon.